Hello everyone, my name is Ms.Peing Tajang and I look after corporate communication for Sarawak Energy. I'm here to talk about corporate communication as the custodians of reputation. Let me tell you a little bit about Sarawak Energy. Sarawak Energy is a vertically integrated power utility and energy development company. We serve the market of Sarawak, although we have some customers in Kalimantan Barat, Indonesia. Our vision is to achieve sustainable growth and prosperity for Sarawak by meeting the region's need for reliable, renewable energy. So as you heard, our ambition is actually regional in this sense in Southeast Asia. This year, 2021, marks 100 years of us powering Sarawak. We hope to be around for another 100 years, enabled and helped, of course, by corporate communication. Let me say a little bit about corporate reputation and why it matters. Why does Sarawak Energy have a team of corporate communication professionals? Corporate reputation is what our stakeholders say about us as a result of everything we do, wherever, whenever it is done, projected by our actions and the messages emanating from our company, our associates, and our staff. Our stakeholders grant us our license to operate. We take care of our stakeholders because they have an impact on our reputation, and our reputation, a good reputation, earns us a license to operate. In terms of who our stakeholders are, there are many different types, different buckets of stakeholders. They can be internal, so our staff, our management, our board of directors. And I'm talking about this from the corporate communication perspective, yeah? So we have internal stakeholders. We also have governments, we have intergovernment stakeholders, we have the business communities, we have the media, we have NGOs or non-government organizations. We have project-affected communities, we have academia. This list is by no means exhaustive. How it works is stakeholders in the corporate communication sphere become audiences for what we produce. So our audiences are the public, our potential markets, and you already heard me say that we have a regional ambition. So our potential markets are outside of Sarawak, in the region. What is the value driver for this? It's because a good reputation, as we move up from awareness to familiarity to favorability to trust or advocacy, is that the progression results in a greater reputation value. You find yourself as a corporation that you have an ease of doing business. There's greater stakeholder awareness and partnership is enabled. You have business delivery and you protect the value that you've created. There's also space for growth. I want to talk to you a little bit about Sarawak Energy and how we manage our corporate reputation. We're here to support business achieve its goals. So in our space, in the corporate communication space, what we want to do is to earn Sarawak Energy's social license to operate, to build reputation and brand, and to create the space to grow into the renewable powerhouse of the region. When I talk about earning our social license to operate, we do this in many ways. But it's about responsibility. It's about delivering on your commitment to the customers you serve. We do this in the corporate communication space yet again through proactive storytelling to enable business delivery, to protect value. There are many things corporations do that are good, but sometimes when they don't invest in a good corporate communication or public relations agency, the stories of the good they do doesn't get out there. That's why it's important to have a top-notch corporate communication team or invest in a public relations agency. We're here as corporate communications professionals because we serve the organization. We also help to earn our social license to operate through effective communication and stakeholder engagement, to build advocacy, to defend our reputation, and to grow credit in the goodwill bank, to manage issues and crises. Because when things go wrong, you have to be able to respond like that. You have to be quick and you have to know what to do. This comes with preparation. The other part of this is building reputation and brand. And this is done through stakeholder engagement that will move us up the reputation pyramid. And we do this to reinforce our positive reputation by creative storytelling, by branding, and sponsorship and signature programs. And having a positive and lasting legacy is something that also informs our choices in programs such as Powering Young Minds. So in building reputation and brand, a key stakeholder for us is the media at local level, at national level, and as you'll hear later, at regional level. And we have a good relationship with them through continuous engagement. We don't believe that you only call on stakeholders in times of trouble. The relationship we have with our media is something that is built through a structured program that is all year long. We always have the opportunity to tell our side of the story, and that's what any corporate communication professional wants in representing the corporation that they work for. Our third reputation priority is to create space to grow into the renewable powerhouse of the region. This is by growing our stakeholder reach in new and potential markets, by growing our corporate reputation and building brand awareness through media engagements, through regional conferences, through visible presence at exhibitions. One of the very first steps in looking at a structured approach to doing this was to take an integrated campaign approach to building our presence at national and regional level. So we look at key speaking engagements and opportunities, especially where our target stakeholders are going to be participating. We made sure that in making these decisions, we would have the opportunities for visible branding, for the strong amplification of our messages, and targeted media opportunities. We also looked at, and this is still ongoing, a thought leadership media campaign built around our emerging leadership in sustainability in renewable hydropower development. We're growing Sarawak Energy's thought leadership position in renewable energy, in sustainability, as a regional powerhouse, and looking at other business priorities by publishing or broadcasting in high-impact media organizations, as well as in partnerships with high-impact organizations such as the United Nations, Global Compact Malaysia, and Brunei. This is around progressing our sustainability agenda. And as a result of this, we became the first corporation in Malaysia to pledge for climate action in the business ambition for 1.5 degrees Celsius.
In Malaysia, as I have been made to understand, Sarawak Energy was the first Malaysian company to become a signatory of the Business Ambition for 1.5 degrees Celsius campaign.
So one of the leaps of faith that we took in our decision to create space to grow into the renewable powerhouse of the region was to organize our first own brand conference. This involved bringing energy leaders, this involved bringing NGOs, this involved bringing thought leaders from around the world into Kuching, Sarawak, and then sharing the stories that were being told around sustainability, around renewable energy, around all of the good that was happening here in Sarawak to a much wider audience through targeted media partnerships. So we worked with CNBC Catalyst, we worked with Astra Awani, we worked with the South China Morning Post, we worked with the Borneo Post and the Sarawak Tribune. All of this to make sure that every possible audience and demographic that we could think of, we could share stories with. So when I talked about building a positive and lasting legacy, you have to think about things like this. How do you support the business? How do you enable business delivery in creative and innovative ways? This is the value that you bring as a corporate communication professional.
Reaching a zero carbon, climate resilient future may not be easy, but it is necessary and it is possible. Congratulations again to Sarawak and Sarawak Energy for taking this bold initiative. And thank you all for being here and working together to make it work out. Thank you.
SAREF was first conceptualized as a biennial conference As part of Sarawak Energy's 10-year thought leadership campaign on sustainability and renewable energy, we were also quite ambitious, committing ourselves to every 2 years to reviewing the progress against commitment made at the previous conference.
Thank you to all for joining us at this inaugural Sustainability and Renewable Energy Forum, or SAREF, Sarawak very own platform for energy, through leaders across the region to discuss sustainability and renewable energy topics.
You have to be credible. You have to love your job, and you have to know how to do it really well, whatever discipline you choose. You could be a writer, you could be a graphics designer, you could be a videographer. Just make sure that you're at the top of your game, because corporations hire the best. You have to be curious about the world around you, curious about what makes the world tick. Because if you don't have that, then what is your value? What is your relevance? You have to have a specific perspective, you have to have a point of view, but this point of view is not be all and end all. There's always the corporation's point of view, and that is more important. This is very important. You have to be respectful and humble to your stakeholders. Acknowledge the final decision maker. This really is all.